It is 7:46 here on your Friday morning wake-up call. Now it's time for Friday with the Fuzz, so I'll hand it over to Mr. Michael Greene.
Thank you, Derek. In studio with me today is Elgin, I don't want to say Deputy Chief, there's only one of those, and that's not you, Commander Dan O'Shea. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I haven't seen you in forever.
I
read you every day, but not every day.
Not every day, but press releases currently doing the PIO thing.
Public Information Officer.
Public Information Officer. We rotate that through the commanders and through the deputy chiefs. So we all take our turn, take a month at a time, and kind of disperse out the work, but keeps us in tune with the public.
Now you flew a helicopter recently too.
Yes.
Pilot Danny there calling you or something?
I knew you were going to get to that. Yes, Jeff and his euphemisms of co-pilot Danny. Yes. We fly. We participate with Air One, emergency response, and part of our duties is tactical flight officer and crew chiefs for different helicopters.
Did they just call you Airwolf around the station? Or?
No, because then that would confuse me with Bill. So if we put Bill, Deputy Chief Wolf, into the program,
there you go.
He could be Airwolf. There you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about all 80s police helicopter TV shows. It's great.
Blue Thunder's
Blue
next.
Thunder.
Here it comes. So.
You got anybody last name Blue you can put up there?
Not currently.
All right.
Maybe the next hiring cycle. Yeah, we'll look for somebody. All right, you're hired. Your last name's Blue.
How was that though? Flying.
It's fantastic.
Is this stuff you've done before? Did you?
Since 2007.
Okay.
So I enjoy it, but it's the backside of it. The real plus to it is it helps the police department. Whenever we need a helicopter, we can get it, and we generally get pretty quickly because we participate in it.
Right.
So
you've got to get that relationship then at that point.
Yes.
And,
yeah. So it works out well. Works out well for the city, and it's something we can benefit from.
Busy last couple of weeks, and you've been putting out most of the press releases. Like you said, you're going through that cycle, I guess, and busy time. And do you enjoy writing press releases?
It's part of my duties. I don't mind it. Okay. It's because then it actually kind of fosters it fosters a relationship with the media, with the local newspapers, and then the Chicago media who was out here yesterday. So it's on the back end of things, it's good. Sometimes it's very time consuming, and you lose some sleep sometimes when they call you.
How's it decided? And before we got a ton of stuff to get into, but curiously, how's it decided what's put in and what's not? Is it pretty straightforward? I mean, obviously you kind of redact all the names, until the investigation is complete and there's actual charges or warrants issued or things like that. But at that point, do you try to just keep it as...
Things that impact the public, we'll try and put out in press releases. Major incidents, obviously, or things that we want people to know and be concerned about, or things that they should be aware of. We put that out more frequently. I mean, there's... Obviously, every day there's hundreds of calls to the police, so major incidents we'll put out, or if the media calls us about something, and I'd be lying if I told you how I could figure out what story is going to pick up legs,
right?
Because sometimes they pick up something obscure, and then all of a sudden it kind of spools in something bigger with a lot of media outlets, and then sometimes it's the major incidents, so you already know it's going to be a big thing. So we kind of pick and choose, I guess, or if there's something, like I said, it's something public concern, we want to put it out there and make sure everybody knows.
Had an incident last week, today, I guess it was going about 9:20 p.m., big fight at the Burger King over in 100 Dundee Avenue. Right
by the police department, block away.
Yeah.
There was 6 individuals causing some havoc, just throwing chairs, causing a big melee in the restaurant. They stole a phone from one of the workers during the melee, and then when they went outside, a person was just in the parking lot, became a victim.
Did they try to stop them or something when they were coming out? Did it say something?
It didn't say anything like that. Indication is the guy was just walking through the parking lot. They jumped on him and started punching, kicking him, and then they stole his cell phone, and then the police arrived, and there was a little short foot chase, but then they caught 6 of the people.
And there were that was the 6 involved, right? I mean, correct. You believe you caught everybody who was...
Yeah, we think we did.
3 adults,
right,
18 years old, and
then 3 juveniles.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, the adults...
my son's 17, I hesitate to call him an adult. I guess legally he's not yet, but...
Right, they changed the law, and there is no 17, there's now juvenile the whole time. So, they're at the teenage years where it's, we rely on parenting a lot. And strong parents generally will keep their kids out of trouble.
Generally?
Sometimes. Yeah. But, I mean, there's always the obscure ones. but we always go back to the parents. Even when they're 18, we still go back to the parents. Like, you've had them the first 18 years. We can only deal with what they do. You're supposed to deal with what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So, 3 of them went to county jail and 3 of them went to juvenile. I don't know the status of them currently.
Yep.
So,
bank robberies.
we've been hit with several.
Going back to September, there was the Chase
Over on Shady Oaks.
Yep.
That was in September, and then we had the Fifth Third about a block away, right at Waverly.
And then 2 this week, Monday and yesterday.
Right, and the last 3, I know for sure have all been different offenders, just based on the FBI releases and the pictures from the FBI, which anybody can look at on bandittrackerchicago.com. The FBI posts pictures of all the bank robbers.
The one from Monday, I guess it was, right? Pretty good picture of that individual. I mean,
right, they recovered.
Good-sized guy, ball cap, sunglasses on, but I mean, if I knew him, I'd recognize him. I think anyway, looking at that picture. So
right, and chances are, if you see the other pictures, you're going to know. If someone knows them, they're going to know them.
Yeah.
So we try and put it out there. The FBI tries to put it out there. All we do with bank robberies is assist them. It's their case.
Yeah, even though we have an Elgin. We talked with Jeff either last week or 2 weeks ago about the whole relationship and how that works, and I asked, well, why does the FBI take that over? And he said it's because of the FDIC. They are insuring the money. The feds are, so it's a federal investigation.
It's always been. They've been the lead
Yeah.
agency. It's federal money, so they are the lead agency. It always has been, and it always probably will be. I don't think they'll ever give up, but who knows? So they take the lead. Our detectives obviously work with them a lot and assist them, especially with local involvement of people and witnesses. So it works pretty well. It's a great working relationship.
I was going to ask. I mean,
we have a fantastic working relationship. The FBI Chicago has satellite offices like North RA, the West RA, and the South. We belong to the West resident agency, and we work with them.
Schaumburg office?
No, that's Rolling. That's
Okay,
Rolling Meadows. That's the North
Yeah.
RA.
Yeah.
Ours is down in Lyle, down at Grove.
Okay.
And our detectives and Special Investigations Division work with the FBI agents routinely every day. We have people assigned to task force with them, so it's
while the FBI is doing that investigation part of it, I mean, is there like an Elgin officer with them pretty much every step of the way, or a detective, or just kind of like a reach out by phone, or hey, we're going to do this. You want to come out with us?
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends how many agents they have available, where they're going. Do they need assistance with it? If it's in Elgin, obviously our detectives will be with them. If it's elsewhere, if they have enough agents, they'll go do it. They'll grab the guy, they charge them. They do all the investigative work. Our detectives will help them as much as they can, and then at the end of the day, it's up to them to charge or not charge.
It's not like the TV shows at all, where the feds come in and this is our investigation. You guys like battle it out.
Not here.
No,
and not in the whole Chicagoland area. I mean, I know a lot of officers and detectives at a lot of the police departments in the Chicagoland area. Everybody works really well with the bureau. And the EA and ATF. There's no now whether or not they have fighting amongst themselves, the federal level. I can't speak for that. But on our end, we have a great. I mean, it's phone calls literally. The bank gets robbed, or one of our detectives, or the lieutenant from the investigation division, literally picks up a cell phone, calls a cell phone to one of the agents, and hey, bank got robbed, and they're like, okay, we're on our way. So it's a good thing.
They all seem to be kind of clustered, and they all seem to. 4 seems like a lot. Like I asked you, wow, is 4 bank robberies in 3 months a lot? And you kind of looked at me like, that was the dumbest question ever when we were talking about this off air.
I didn't say that.
No, that was the look you gave me. That was what I inferred.
Well,
but
you should be a detective.
But it just, but my point was a lot of times these things will happen and they don't really hit, there's no press release on it, or it, like to your point, it doesn't grab legs, or it doesn't,
Right.
So you don't know. And so I wasn't sure, like, is this a lot of them in a short period of time, or is this?
It's a lot for, obviously in Elgin it's a lot.
Yeah.
And to have 2 that are a block apart and 2 more that are a block apart, that's
and they're
kind
all
of an
different
anomaly.
suspects, right? I mean, believed to be at this point anyway.
If you go to the website and you look at the pictures, again, I don't go to the scene, the detectives
Right.
doing that. But yeah, they're all very apparently different suspects. And I know the FBI issued a warrant on one of the cases, and they're looking for that particular person. But it's a lot. 4 in a 2-month time span. I don't remember us having 4 in 2 months in forever. So that's a lot.
20-something years on the force, right? Just about.
In one town.
Yeah.
But if you go to that website that they have up with the pictures, there's bank robberies. I mean, all over. They're spread out.
Yeah.
Different towns have them at different times. And,
I know they have money, but they also have video surveillance, and they've got,
sure.
I'm sure, more training than the average
And that's
retail store
right.
does in handling this kind of, or any establishment. I mean,
they have good video.
Yeah.
Probably some of the highest quality video, obviously. And then their tellers are trained how to look at people.
Right.
And that's what we kind of tell people in the public is always be a good witness. And I know I'm sure Jeff said it before. We always want people to be a good witness. If you're somewhere, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of who's around you. If you see something suspicious,
it's easier said than done. It really is.
It is, because most people are busy with their own lives.
Yeah.
And they're moving around and they're thinking, okay, I gotta get to this store. I gotta go get my kids here. I gotta go do this, and they're not really picking up on the guy standing next to me just handed a note to the teller because they're on their cell phone talking about something else.
Yeah.
So we encourage people to be good witnesses, be aware of your surroundings. It also helps you not become a victim of a crime.
I told Jeff the story before in one of my law enforcement classes at Western one year. We were all just going about the study, and somebody barged into the classroom, said something, screamed something, and then walked out.
Oh, kind of a training
And
exercise.
it was like an exercise, and then the teacher said, "I want you all to write down, what the person's height, weight, race, sex, what they said. Write it all down." There had to be 32 people in that class, and there were probably 32 different.
Well, hopefully
It was crazy.
they all figured out it was male or female.
I think they got that pretty
Beyond
well.
that,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but hopefully.
It's tough because you're not expecting it, and it's just, wait, you want me to do what now?
Right, and it is difficult, but be aware of your surroundings. I mean, it's just, like I said, it helps you become less of a victim walking around if you know what's going on around you. So it helps us afterwards when we can get a good description or good information or a good direction of travel or a license plate. So that's what we encourage people to do as much as we can, and it is what it is. Like you said, you talk to 3 people about one incident, you're going to get 3 different stories.
Had an armed robbery, I guess technically yesterday morning, probably more like Wednesday, in the overnight hours,
Right.
and it was technically Thursday morning at about 1:30 in the morning.
Yep.
Over in the 1200 block of Fleetwood.
Correct.
Evidently somebody coming to meet somebody that they had met online for a dating.
It's stuff we've
something.
talked about before,
Yeah.
and I believe
Give
even
some
last
best
year.
practices even again, if you're going to do a sale, you guys have a...
Right. We have
place
a
you can do
lobby,
that.
come to it. I don't know if these particular people would have wanted to meet at 1:30 in the morning, but this one was a kind of an arranged date via online. Didn't know the person, showed up to meet with this alleged person, and instead was
Stabbed and...
robbed and stabbed a couple times. And it's what we always encourage people to do is, if you're going to meet someone online, whether it be for property or if it's your first time dating on a dating service
Somewhere
or whatever,
public, somewhere during the day.
high profile,
Yeah.
daylight hours, very public, very very crowded places, so people are less inclined to steal things from you or stab you and rob you. But we always hope, police departments. I know other police departments have put it out as well as we have, and like I said, I think we did it even last year. We were putting out, come to the police department lobby, do your transactions here. I won't name the websites, but everybody knows what they all are. And there's some a little bit more nefarious websites.
Some that seem a little bit more on the level, and others that are maybe not quite
Kind
as...
of, in the dark on things. So, but even those, we just encourage people for their safety, come to a police department lobby or go to a daylight hour, go to a big, mall or a very busy business.
There's a lot of these Facebook pages now that are like the auction or not garage sale, but like for sale in. My wife's part of a group, the Huntley one or whatever, and she'll be telling me sometimes, "Oh yeah, someone's coming over to the house," or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
coming to our house. You gave them our address,
And that's
So she started to meet like at the library now.
great
She's
idea.
met at like a store. Like, oh, we'll meet at the Hobby Lobby or something.
Much better.
Yeah.
Don't
something.
invite people you don't know and you've never met to your house.
Thank you. Yeah.
Don't go meet people at strange apartment complexes.
At 1:30 in the morning.
That too. But don't put yourself into a spot to become a victim.
Right.
Sometimes you can't help it, and we get that, but we just best practice, high profile, high public areas in daylight hours. Take your friend with you. Try and get a little more information of the person you're going to meet. Let people know that you're going to meet this person, where you're going to be, that type of stuff. The internet is a great thing, and the internet's a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
You just don't know who's on the other end. And look at the worldwide events that are going on. There's a lot of people out there with not such great ideas. So.
Yep.
We really would like to open up the police department. Come here, use us, please.
The lobby's open 24 hours a day, right?
We close overnight hours, but it's open. You can come in. There's
Right.
a phone. It goes right to communications. An officer will meet you there in the lobby.
Yeah.
It's not open to walk in freely, but the vestibule is. And
Right.
The
The
officers,
vestibule, yeah.
And there's officers in the building that'll come out and meet you in the vestibule or right there.
And it's well lit.
Very well lit.
Fairly high profile.
And I'm thinking it's one of the safest places you could possibly meet somebody.
You would think. Although there's that bar across the street that used to have some troubles. That never made sense to me.
Well, I didn't say go meet at the bar.
No, I know what I'm saying.
Go meet at the
It's
police
right across the
department.
street from the police station and all that. Yeah. Anyway.
It's
cleaning up though, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
There hasn't been as much calls for service
No.
that I've seen. So.
No, we've been pretty fortunate. with a lot
Real
of
quick,
places.
it's not this Saturday, but next Saturday, you guys are having an open house, right? To
Part
go
of the
along
DNA,
with the
yeah.
Winter Wonderland.
Yep, part of the DNA Winter Wonderland. We have an open house December 5th, Saturday.
Tell me the truth. Are you just doing like a cardboard cutout of Swoboda and just putting it in the window? And I expect to win, right?
Well, actually, we're going to put a cardboard cutout as body and then leave the face open like you do that.
Oh, you like put your
step
face in there and
yeah.
someone can snap pictures?
Yeah.
I love it.
And it'll have, like you always say, the
We'll still
Superman
have his
cape.
hair.
Yeah.
I said it.
I'll get back to you.
All right. You can let him know I said it.
I'm not sure, but no, I'm sure
It's not
Jeff.
here, we gotta tease him.
Jeff's on vacation this week, but he'll be in town next week. So, if I were a betting man, I would almost guarantee you the chief will be there because
Right.
he makes pretty much every public
He really
event
does.
throughout the city, morning, noon, night, middle of the night.
Yep.
He's everywhere, and savoir-faire or whatever that was, he's
Savoir-faire is
But
everywhere.
he does. He makes all the public
Lovely
events.
reference.
So.
3:30 to 4, Canine Presentation,
Yes,
right?
2 new canines in the city, Bauer and Wilson. That's not the officers, that's the dogs.
They're officers.
Well, they are officers, and they're handlers, Officer Jones and
What kind
Officer
of dogs
Brown.
are they? Do you know? Or
One is a chocolate lab, and one is a German Shepherd.
nice.
So they're tracking, sniffing.
Partial to the shepherds. I had one growing up. They're great dogs.
Well, you should see both these. They're both really good dogs and good-looking dogs.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Yeah, and their handlers are committed. They just came back from
They do like
8 or
a special training too.
8 or
don't they?
10 weeks. I can't remember. Where they have to. They have to partner up and marry the dog, basically.
Live
'cause
with
it's
that,
got-
right?
So, we're looking forward to them. Very excited. Used one of the other canines. We use tracking the bank robberies. We use them pretty frequently. So it's a great tool. And
Yeah.
come meet the dogs. These dogs are great. Very friendly. Great noses, obviously. So
Yeah.
yeah, take a shower before you come out. But no, they're awesome. The handler's awesome. I'm not sure if all 4 dogs will be there or if it'll just be the 2 new dogs. But we encourage everybody to come down.
And that's December 5th.
Saturday, December 5th,
Yep.
12 to 3:30 is the open house, and then 3:30 to 4 is the canine. And I'm sure they'll do a demonstration.
That'd be cool.
Find narcotics or whatever. So
That doesn't mean bring your own.
I would highly
Everybody
encourage
listening.
people not to bring anything illegal to the police
How
department.
does it? If
However, we can always use a really easy arrest too. So,
Right.
If somebody's that's silly.
does it work like? I mean, if someone's it's public and a canine happens to be there and points out that, or says the rules, laws that regard that.
There's search and seizure laws,
Yeah.
obviously, and our dogs aren't out of the cars just walking around sniffing
Right.
people. We like to have a little reasonable suspicion on a traffic stop. We think someone's got narcotics, or you smell marijuana, or something like that. But for the dogs to go into a house or a car or something along those lines, they need a search.
And they're not just being walked down the street. To your point.
No, they're always in the car. Unless they're out with the handler, and they're out for a very specific reason, either searching for narcotics or doing a track or looking for an article, like somebody threw a gun or threw a knife. They can smell, obviously, whatever it is, 10 million times better than us or something. So
Amazing what these animals can do.
they're a
It
great
really is.
tool.
Yep.
They're fantastic. I'm a very big proponent of canines.
Yeah.
But they they take a lot of work. I mean, they take a huge dedication from handlers. We kind of require them to, okay, you're committing to 8, maybe 10 years of your life, and this is what you're going to do, and you're going to be called at all hours.
And it's not like they're putting some kennel at the station. I mean, they live with the officers.
Goes home, stays with the family, and the officers love it. I mean, that's why they sign up to do it, because you're committing. It's like raising another child, basically. But then you go to work with it, and when they get to work, they want to work hard. The dogs and the officers.
And the officers.
And then they go home and they're the family pet. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
Great stuff.
Yeah. So
All
please
right.
come out for the open house.
Yeah.
And then check the DNA website. There's other things going on. Downtown Neighborhood Association has other events going on, part of their Winter Wonderland. So.
And if you wanted to take a look at any of the Elgin bank robbery suspects, again, that's there's a website that, I don't know if it's run by the FBI, but it's bandittrackerchicago.com. And you can then search on there and take a look. There's at least a couple of good pictures up there of some of the suspects. So.
Right, and they're pretty good pictures, so if people know
They really are.
in life, or if they're friends with them, or have seen them, or associates, they're going to know who it is, and they can contact the FBI or us, and we'll let the FBI know, but the FBI is obviously the lead
Yep,
agency.
and it's got that on the website as well. 312-421-6700 for the FBI field office down Lyle
That's
Road.
actually the
Yeah.
Chicago main office,
Is it?
so
Okay.
they'll route it from there. So,
All right.
other than that, everything's good?
You made it through.
Oh, yeah. Easy. Well, the only reason I make it is because Christy's here, and she's supporting me.
Well, yeah, she gives either the yes or the no.
Every answer I give, I look over. It's kind of like a teleprompter. Make sure that I'm getting the okay. You can talk about that. No, you can't talk about that.
No, he's in charge. All right.
All right.
Dan O'Shea, thank you very much for joining us. You have a
Great
great
seeing
one. Good to see you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
You're listening to 1410 WRMN.
And Elgin.